Welcome back to your daily dose of space, where we explore the universe one strange discovery at a time. And today, this one really pushes the limits of what we thought planets could do. Scientists have spotted a planet, or something very close to one, growing in the darkness of interstellar space. No star, no solar system, no parent disk. Just a lonely, free-floating world pulling in gas and dust like a cosmic vacuum cleaner, at a rate no one expected. The object is officially known as Cha-117 7626, but you'll hear it called something much simpler, the Rogue Baby Planet. When it was first imaged by the ESO Very Large Telescope, astronomers assumed they were looking at a brown dwarf, one of those failed stars that never got massive enough to ignite fusion. But new data suggests something far stranger. Cha-117 might actually sit right on that blurry line between giant planet and tiny star. And whatever it is still growing. Using infrared observations, researchers discovered that this object isn't just drifting through space. It's surrounded by a compact disk of gas and dust, almost like a miniature version of the large disks that form solar systems around newborn stars. Except here, there is no star, only the planet itself. And somehow, that planet is swallowing material at a rate that shocked everyone analyzing it. Current models show that Cha-117 is pulling in roughly 6 billion tons of material every second. To put that into perspective, imagine Earth being completely remade from scratch in less than 1,000 years. That's the kind of scale we're talking about. And it's happening in a place where planet formation shouldn't even be possible. Normally, planets form inside huge spinning disks around young stars, the same disk that eventually becomes asteroids, moons, and everything else. A free-floating planet forming entirely on its own would break almost every rule in the book. So, how does something like this exist? There are two leading theories. The first is the dramatic one. Cha-117 might have been kicked out of its original solar system. Young stars often form in tight clusters, passing extremely close to each other. A gravitational tug at the wrong moment could yank a newborn planet out of its orbit and fling it into deep space. If that happened early enough, the planet could have taken part of its birth disk with it, the leftovers that it's now feeding on. The second possibility is even stranger. Cha-117 might represent a completely different kind of object, something that forms like a star but stays planet-sized. In other words, instead of planets requiring a star to form, some planets might form like tiny independent stars and never ignite. That would make rogue planets far more common than we ever imagined, maybe even outnumbering the stars themselves. And here's where the big mystery begins. If Cha-117 is growing like this, what will it become? Right now, its mass is estimated at around 8 to 15 Jupiters, depending on which dataset you trust. If it crosses about 13 Jupiter masses, it stops being a planet and becomes a brown dwarf, a star-like object that glows faintly with leftover heat. If it climbs even higher, it starts approaching the lower limit of real hydrogen-burning stars. So, we're watching something in a cosmic identity crisis. Planet? Brown dwarf? Future star? No one knows yet. But here's what makes this truly wild. Cha-117 is isolated. It has no star to compete with, no radiation pressure pushing the gas away, and no stellar winds stripping its disk. So in theory, it could keep growing for thousands, maybe even millions of years. If that happens, this lonely wandering world could slowly assemble enough mass to become a dim flickering star all by itself. A star born without a solar system, without a nebula, without anything but gravity and the random scraps of the galaxy. And here's the final twist. If rogue planets like this are more common than we think, then the galaxy might be full of worlds forming silently in the dark, far away from any sunlight. Worlds with moons, worlds with atmospheres, maybe even worlds with liquid oceans warmed not by a star, but by internal heat and radioactivity. We usually imagine planetary systems like ours, neat, organized, star-centered. But discoveries like this one suggest something much wilder. Planets don't always need a star. Sometimes they grow alone, in the cold, drifting through the galaxy like cosmic orphans, becoming whatever gravity decides. If you enjoyed today's dive into one of the strangest discoveries of the year, make sure to subscribe for your daily dose of space, and let me know in the comments. Do you think rogue planets like this could support life someday?